Everyone is chasing the past for authenticity. The time we're in now, everything's bland, everything's homogenized. We're seeing it in our kitchens, we're seeing it in our cars. And one of the worst things is we're seeing it in our movies. This creative experiment is about getting some of that color back. It's looking great. I mean, if you look at that, doesn't that look like a set from the 50s? I've always been fascinated by the photography and the cinema of the 1950s. This was when colour was really taking off and they pushed it to the absolute max. It wasn't gritty, it wasn't real, and that was the whole point. We're going to take a deep dive into the lighting to find out what makes an image from the 1950s really pop. We really wanted to focus on portrait lighting for this one, so we found a product that would frame the face perfectly.
Didn't you bring your glasses?
What glasses?
Glasses at the time, they were big, they were bold, and they were very, very colourful. We're starting to see a resurgence of those styles in today's age. So now it's time to take those styles and putting them into the world that they belong.
With the styling of the shoot, we were really wanting to go down that really high-end, really sophisticated Hollywood look. We reached out to a few different brands to see who would be keen to partner with us and supply some really beautiful sunglasses. We had a really positive response from one of them, and everything seemed to align really nicely. So they've invited us in store to go and check out some of their glasses.
Nice to meet you. Hey, nice to meet you.
At Marian's, we had a lot of fun picking out these sunglasses. The staff there was so nice. They were so accommodating with us, and they had lots of great ideas on what styles that we could use. We couldn't have asked for a better experience.
Packed up on Tuesday morning.
Yeah, thank you. That is so amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
my pleasure.
Working based on the mood board, we had a pretty specific brief we needed to fill for talent based on looks, the character, the type of attitude. We were very lucky to work with Rebel Agency, which we did for Mal's shoot, and we came to the decision to work with a model called Claire. Claire has the perfect look for what we're really wanting for the shoot.
The location was just as important. We wanted to find something that had the right texture and the right colours, but then we realised that what we were looking for, it was probably going to be cheaper to make ourselves than hire out the studio for the day.
What do we got?
Yeah, what do we got? What's the ingredients?
Right now we've got some sticks, we've got some wood, we've got all the tools we'll need, and we're to build the wall.
Life could be a dream if I could take you up in paradise up above. If you would tell me I'm the
Right, staining time, we're going to stain the wall to get it to a nice rich colour.
hello again.
We have a bit of a problem. The one rule was you have to do it all at once, so it all matches up. So far this is what we've got, and we ran out of stain. Scott's gone out to get a bit more.
All my precious plans would come true.
We're just stoked with it. It's got this lovely texture, it's got this lovely wood grain that's going to be amazing. We're also going to be using a nice blue backdrop for this one. Some of the things we noticed in our research was that they all had just these block colours, and then they would have the costuming just these block colours as well. We're running through some of the lighting setups that we want to use to make sure that on the day we can just walk in after a long weekend and it's all set up and ready to go. For this project we're using hard light rather than soft light. To do that we're going to use flash rather than constant light. So that's basically so we can get the flash close to the person's eye line, which is where you get that nice full face of light without like burning their eyes out. So it'll just be one quick flash. Right now I'm trying to sync up two flashes and never done it before. This one is our main one and this one will just be an ambient fill. These are going to be playing a real crucial part in getting the look right. These are for the hair light. As you can imagine, the studio, it's all set up with lights on the back, lights on the front, and it just separates the talent from the background a little bit more. Well, my problem is that it looks way better without the flash, which is the last thing we want. I think I just overestimated how much stuff that I would actually need for the shoot. It's always nice to be able to overplan and then correct rather than underplan and not have any idea what's going on. All right, learning lesson time. I wanted to play around with a whole bunch of flashes. I wanted to have one main one slave, but it didn't work. So I'm just gonna let it go and use continuous lights. I'm gonna use what I know and love. We've got a beauty dish with a grid on. We've got the flash just bouncing into the wall. This is just to provide a little bit of ambient fill. Around the back, we've got these two huge lights, and I'm actually gonna turn them up all the way to get that nice, crispy, harsh light. I'm very excited for the shoot on Tuesday. I'm really keen to get some talent in that really knows what she's doing, which would be great. Yeah, I'm stoked.
It's just this little bit that keeps.
I don't mind a little bit. Yeah, I think that adds a bit of character. All right, first test shot of the day, all done, and really pleased with how it's looking. You never really know until you get the talent standing on their mark with all the lights on them, and yeah, it's looking really good.
Maybelline, why can't you be true?
We tried 2 different backdrop setups, and both of those backdrops required different lighting. We threw a blue backdrop behind me, and I kept the same lighting because I thought it was going really well. But the blue of the backdrop wasn't quite as light as we wanted it. It didn't look like those nice kind of washed out flat images from the 1950s. At the moment we're struggling with a very dark backdrop, and that's because we've lit this space quite nicely. You can see how bright it is on my hand. But then we want the blue to be nice and light as well. Instead of having the 2 lights behind me, I brought them in front, and they were both facing toward the backdrop and just catching Claire a little bit on the sides of the cheek. That allowed us to lighten up the backdrop considerably. On the left-hand side of the screen, you can kind of see I was still trying to make the first lighting setup work for the new backdrop. There's just not enough level in the background, and the softening of the light just makes it look like a modern image. So that was when I said, all right, let's put a pause on it, come back to it in 10 minutes, and I moved some stuff around. And then on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see exactly what we came to. So I took the diffusion off the beauty dish and just had that as a bare bulb coming through, which is giving us some nice reflections on Claire's hair. We brought the 2 lights in front, and it's just night and day. Like, it makes such a huge difference to the overall aesthetic of the picture. We just got finished shooting. Absolutely fantastic. It was all I could ever dream of. This has been a shoot that I've wanted to do for a long, long time, so it was so nice that everything came together perfectly. We had Claire coming in, who was our talent. She did a fantastic job. She gave us just the right kind of energy that we needed. As soon as Claire stepped in and she had her costume on and the glasses on, perfect. I loved it. One of the biggest things that I took away from this shoot is that if something isn't working, change it. It's so important that when you're taking photos and they're not speaking to you and they're not fulfilling your vision, that you take 10 minutes, you go back to the drawing board a little bit, change some stuff around until you are actually satisfied with what you've got. You might be able to fix it in the edit, but it will take you so much less time to just fix it on set. If you want to see more of these creative experiments, please like and subscribe. You are the reason that we make these videos. If there's something you want to see, let us know in the comments below.